On day 3, we will fly from London to Edinburgh and then explore Edinburgh itself. We'll pick up the car at the airport, drive to the Bendorn Hotel, and then go to the Royal Mile downtown. On the Royal Mile, we will see the Tronkirk, Mary King's Close, Deacon Brodie's Tavern, St. Giles Kirk, Gladstone's Land, the Castle, Princess Street, Scott Monument, climb Calton Hill, and finally end the day at Jamie's Scottish Evening. We wake up early in the morning and follow the intrepid explorer Deborah Deering as she gets ready to check in and fly to Edinburgh. A little breakfast, and then off we go, flying over this British Central lands, seeing the fields below us. We fly over several major towns also, but not really sure which they are. And on eventually into the Scottish border area with its hills and valleys. We finally come into Edinburgh, this beautiful capital of Scotland, arriving at the airport, picking up our car, and driving to the Bendorn Hotel where we check in without our luggage, but it'll arrive later in the day, and then off we go with the explorer Deborah Deering to explore Edinburgh. We'll take a bus downtown to the Royal Mile. This is the main downtown street of the old capital. We'll see the Tronkirk, Kirk meaning church. We'll go by City Hall and see Alexander and Bucephalus' statue. And then we will go under City Hall at Mary King's Close and see how the poor people lived in the 14th century, which is now ruins underneath City Hall. The rich people lived in the skyscrapers on the street. We'll even see how a doctor dressed with the nose for sweet-smelling incense to keep the plague away. A little shopping, and then down into the close to see how the people lived. Quick picture with one of the employees, and then off we go to St. Giles Kirk. St. Giles Kirk is the main church for Edinburgh. This is the church that John Knox helped start the Protestant Reformation in, and the Presbyterian Church. It's very beautiful, even though it was having major work done at the time. Next up is across the street at Deacon Brodie's Tavern. Deacon Brodie was a deacon in the church, but at night he turned into a monster and fighting and everything. He is the model for Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Here we will meet Daniel Schwab and his girlfriend Jacqueline. Danielle was my exchange student many years ago. And then off to the Writers' Museum, where we will learn about Robert Burns and Sir Walter Scott and other writers. Then to Gladstone's Land, see how the rich people lived in the 14th century. Then a walk up the hill to Edinburgh Castle, where we'll see the gate area, the palace, the banquet hall, the chapel, the war memorial, the barracks, and much more as we climb up the hill. We'll see the changing of the guard. and various statues and monuments to the heroes of Scotland. They even had a cemetery for the soldiers' dogs, and a beautiful view over Edinburgh to the Firth of Forth and Princess Street. Even Arthur's Seat, the volcano there. On into the chapel to see where the kings and queens have worshipped. The War Memorial and its statues outside. Off into the palace. And then out we go, past the royal jewels and a try-on by Queen Deborah. Off to Princess Street and seeing the beautiful clock, flower clock. It's raining, but that didn't stop Deborah from shopping. And then on to the Sir Walter Scott Memorial, this writer who was also a great hero of Scotland because of his historical work. And then on to Kelton Hill, where the National Monument and other monuments are, and a beautiful view across the city of Edinburgh, and to Arthur's Seat. Then on to Jamie's Scottish Evening for the night. And then it was time to bring in the haggis. A haggis is a little creature that runs around on the mountains in Scotland. One side of legs is longer than the other, so it runs on the mountainside. And to capture them, they scare them into running the opposite way, and they roll down the hill and catch them in bags and then cook them. And it's a Scottish treat. In fact, there's one of the little creatures now.
Go ahead. What does it taste like?
Then back to the entertainment. And then a little sword dance. And as we leave, the sun still has not set, although it's very late in the evening. Edinburgh Castle with its lights is very beautiful up on the hill. We take a bus back to the hotel and spend the night.